In the shadowed halls of empire, where silk veils hide screams and golden thrones conceal broken souls, a princess's wedding was never a union of hearts, it was a ritual of erasure. Istanbul, 1623. The air in Topkapi Palace hangs heavy with the scent of amber incense, rosewater, and the faint metallic tang of fear. Torches flicker along marble corridors, casting long shadows that dance like whispering spies. Outside, the Bosporus laps against ancient walls, while inside the imperial harem, a 15-year-old girl stirs in the pre-dawn hush. Her name is Fatma Sultana, granddaughter of sultans, daughter of power. But tonight, as the muezzin's call fades into silence, a single scream pierces the opulence, a sound swallowed by stone, hinting at a peril not from invaders, but from her own blood. What if the greatest threat to a princess wasn't a battlefield enemy, but the family that bound her tighter than any chain? This is the tale of the Al-Mubarak, the Blessed Conditioning, a dark secret ritual that tied Ottoman princesses in peril, where a warrior's grin hid the empire's most savage truths in the heart of the palace courtyard. To grasp the horror that awaited Fatma, we must rewind to the glittering yet treacherous world of the Ottoman Empire at its zenith. Born in 1608 amid the splendor of the Sultan's court, Fatma entered life as a jewel in the dynasty's crown. Her grandfather, Ahmed I, ruled an empire stretching from the Danube to the Nile, his harem a labyrinth of intrigue where concubines schemed and eunuchs guarded secrets. Her father, Osman II, ascended young, his reign marked by ambition and reform, but shadowed by the constant dance of alliances. Fatma grew up in luxury, silken gowns embroidered with gold thread, lessons in poetry and calligraphy under the watchful eyes of tutors, and gardens where fountains sang lullabies. Yet from birth, she was no ordinary child. Ottoman princesses were pawns in a grand game, their marriages forging bonds with powerful pashas, military commanders whose loyalty could make or break the throne. Whispers of scandal already clung to the family, rumors of poisoned rivals, strangled heirs, and harem plots that turned sisters against sisters. Fatma's early life was one of privilege laced with peril. She played in the harem's inner courtyards, laughing with her aunts, unaware that these sun-dappled spaces would one day become stages for her undoing. As she blossomed into adolescence, her beauty, ebony hair, almond eyes, a smile that lit the shadows, drew admiring glances, but also calculations. Her father saw potential, a marriage to secure a key alliance. By 1622, with wars raging against Persia, Osman needed steadfast generals. Enter Kara Davud Pasha, a battle-hardened warrior whose sword had carved victories in distant fields. Ambitious, ruthless, he craved imperial favor. The betrothal was sealed not with romance, but with ink on treaties. Fatma, at 15, was thrilled at first. Dreams of a heroic husband, whispered tales of love. But beneath the celebrations, a darker path loomed. Why did her attendants exchange knowing glances? What secrets did the harem walls hold? The empire's strength rested on control, and no princess could wed without being prepared. The Til al-Mubarak, a ritual honed over generations, awaited. Born from the Sultan's fear of willful women who might whisper rebellion into husbands' ears or breed disloyal heirs. Alliances through marriage were ironclad, but only if the bride was broken first. The core scandal unfolded not on a battlefield, but in the intimate confines of the harem, a viper's nest of velvet and venom. 3 months before her wedding, Fatma was summoned to the pavilion of preparation, a secluded wing hidden behind lattice screens. Imagine the chill as guards escorted her through porch-lit halls, the air thickening with the oppressive weight of musk and dread. Her scream that first night? It came when the doors sealed shut, isolating her from the world. The ritual began.
Til al-Mubarak, the Blessed Conditioning, a meticulously crafted program of psychological torment designed to strip away her will. Phase 1, linguistic deprivation. 4 stern attendants, survivors of the process themselves, became her only companions. Fatma's vocabulary was slashed to submissive phrases. I obey, I am vessel, repeated endlessly. A single defiant word triggered punishment. Picture her kneeling in the harem courtyard, rough stones biting her knees, arms outstretched holding silver ewers filled with water for hours.
The sun beat down mercilessly, sweat mingling with tears, while courtiers passed by, averting eyes but whispering. The princess humbles herself, they said, but it was humiliation weaponized, her noble blood reduced to a servant's toil. Sleep came in fragments, no more than 2 hours, gods rousing her with cold water splashes. Why did they do it? To erode her identity, to make rebellion unthinkable. The air thickened with her exhaustion, the scent of her unwashed skin a constant reminder of her fall. Phase 2 escalated the degradation, mirror education. Her chamber walls gleamed with silvered glass, forcing endless self-scrutiny. Hours rehearsing gestures, downcast eyes, folded hands, under the attendant's cold gaze. Her natural smile, once a spark of joy, was deemed impertinent, a defect to be crushed. She served low-born concubines in the courtyard baths, scrubbing feet, pouring oils, while they chatted as if she were invisible. Imagine the sting, a princess, heir to empires, treated as chattel. Refusal meant worse. Tied in stress positions, wrists bound to pillars in the open courtyard, exposed to the elements and prying eyes. The warrior's grin, it belonged to her betrothed, Kara Davud, who visited under pretense of courtship, his battle-scarred face splitting in a smile that hid his knowledge of the ritual. He knew, all husbands did. It was his dark secret, this complicity in her breaking, ensuring a wife who would never challenge his authority. Phase 3 plunged into chemical horror. Daily baths laced with opium, henbane, and mandrake, the water steaming with hallucinogens. Soaked for hours, Fatma's mind fogged, her body burning from within. Attendants chanted litanies of duty, their voices hypnotic echoes. In darkened rooms, a whisperer, another broken princess, offered false comfort, implanting seeds of self-erasure. You are empty. You are nothing. Repetition hammered it home. You are empty. You are nothing.
The final indignity. Wedding rehearsals in a mock bridal chamber. Tied lightly with silken cords to mimic restraint, she practiced dissociation while attendants narrated the consummation's horrors. Graphic details, scripted moans, all to prepare her for the theater of submission. Humiliation wasn't just a tool, it was the empire's blade, carving away autonomy to forge obedience. The climax arrived amid the empire's glittering facade, a 3-day wedding spectacle that masked the ritual's ruin. Processions wound through Istanbul's streets, gold carriages gleaming, crowds cheering as Fatma rode in a litter, her face veiled but eyes vacant. The air buzzed with trumpets and perfume, yet beneath her 30-pound gown, tightly bound with hidden bandages that constricted her breath, she was already in peril. A princess tied by invisible chains. The bridal chamber, in a mansion near the Suleymaniye Mosque, was no sanctuary. Carved screens allowed harem spies to watch, verifying her virginity and submission. Caradode entered, his warrior's grin flashing in the candlelight, a mask hiding his briefed role to dominate without mercy. Fatma lay rigid, humming tunelessly, her gaze fixed on the ceiling as he proceeded. 3 times that night, 3 times to ensure the act's completion, each repetition a deeper wound. Why 3 times? To shatter any lingering resistance, to seal her as property. She dissociated, her mind fleeing to fragmented memories of childhood freedom. But the peril peaked in the aftermath. Shock mum, a catatonic state which she curled in darkness for days, fed only broth, her spirit fracturing. The empire watched, unmoved. This was success. Fatma emerged transformed, or ruined, a sleepwalker in her own life. Kara Daoud claimed his prize, loyalty secured, dowry funding his wars. Yet paradoxes swirled. In breaking her, they birthed a hollow vessel, but whispers of her anguish leaked through coded letters to her sister, hinting at inner rebellion. Her husband, the warrior, grinned in public, but alone. Did guilt gnaw at him?
The ritual's dark secret, his complicity, bound him too. A chain of shame in the empire's grand design. Fatma's story echoes across centuries as a chilling warning. Empires devour their own in the name of power. She lived another 29 years, bearing children she barely acknowledged, haunted by panic and dissociation, dying at 44 from a wasting illness fueled by opium's grip. Her journal, burned to ash, silenced her final truths. The Til al-Mubarak faded by the 18th century, erased from chronicles, surviving only in fragments, palace records, ambassadors' notes, survivors' tales. Yet its legacy lingers, generational trauma passed to daughters, pashas warped by cruelty, sultans isolated by guilt. What happens when humiliation becomes policy? It forges not strength, but fragility, cracking the throne's foundation. In Fatma's empty eyes, we see the paradox, power's illusion of control built on broken souls. Did she ever reclaim a fragment of self in quiet, Bosphorus moments? Or was the warrior's grin the final veil, hiding how the empire's dark secrets consumed all? History whispers, true peril lies not in swords, but in the courtyards of silence, where grins mask the rot within. Power's darkest side, it ties us all.